So, the first question Moment asked us was who we are. Well, I'm 35 years old. My name's Chris Carzoli, and I'm from El Paso, Texas. Starting with music and moving into film and photography, I started playing cello in the 5th grade, I think. I probably could still play a couple basic notes, but I haven't picked one up since then. I moved to drums in middle school, and the rest is history. And then in like 2013, I picked up a camera for the first time. It was different. I was doing it more just to kind of document the things that I was doing in life. And it's recording, being in and around the shows and the different venues in town. And I think I slowly stepped away from drums and started to really gravitate more towards filming things and taking photos. My first camera was a Sony A5000, and this was before mirrorless was, as big as it is now. And I've switched systems, I have switched lenses. It's very costly, I don't recommend that. But there's been so much change from then until now, and I taught myself everything on YouTube. I used gear guides, Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat. I think there's just been so many different creators out there that really helped me, and that's really how I learned how to do everything that I know how to do. I never took formal courses. I never did anything of the sort. I never got certificates. I just kind of went to YouTube, or I would read books, or I would read guides, or I would follow. I think when you really want something, you will teach yourself to do everything you can to learn about that topic, to really master the subject. And that really played a part for me in learning the film aspect of everything. And then, going into photography, I took a couple courses in college as electives, and I kept pushing from there. That's where the content that I want to create really comes into play. I think the Moment audience would love to see just the history that's here in El Paso, Texas. Whatever the project is for Moment, whether it's reviewing a new camera system or a lens or a microphone, whatever the product is, I'd love to do it, but within the community where I get to show you guys some of the cool things that we have here. Secondly, I'd like to build a channel that is really EDC focused. And not on the hype beast thing, but more so the actual use of products and goods and services. For my work, for instance, I work for a medical manufacturing company. We make medicine, and every day I take a backpack and it has my everyday carry stuff in it, like the stuff that I'm gonna use that day, and then plus some extras, like a little first aid kit or a toolkit, whatever it may be. But that's in my bag every day. And once one of my peers asked, "Hey, why do you guys all carry backpacks?" Because for some strange reason, it's only the males in the office that carry backpacks. The females have their purses and things like that. But all the males carry a backpack, and what's in your backpack? And I thought it was funny because everybody came into the office and they're like, well, show us what's in your backpack. So we all went and grabbed our stuff, this is our time to shine. And we started pulling out stuff, and I was like, oh, this is my tech kit, and this is what I keep in here. And another manager pulled out something else, and he's like, oh, this is my first aid kit. That's, this is always in my bag. And then he has 5 kids, I think. He's got a set of twins, and then a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and I believe a 16-year-old, and a daughter who's in California. So I learned from him some stuff that he always carries as well that comes in super handy. And now that I have a puppy, I don't know if you can see all of the marks on my arm, but yeah, I carry a little first aid kit too, because when we're taking Luca with us to the store or the park or whatever it may be, you gotta be prepared. I would like to build a community. I think there's a ton to learn from each other, and I think part of being in this creative space in the location that I'm at can really push what I believe to be a hidden community to a new audience of people. I think what's important to get from this is that focusing more on YouTube and not, just Instagram, just TikTok, having that force behind me that pushes you. Hey, you got this video due. Where's your script? Where's your shot list? Helping me create, giving me that extra push, I think will really help me concentrate more on YouTube and to create more things that are on my own channel. I know there's a few videos there. I had started work on a docu-series for the artists of El Paso, and the first person I was going to interview was a girl named April de la Fuente, and it was about perseverance. And I had shot listed, I had scripted, I had already recorded narration, I had recorded the intro and the B-roll, and me and her were in talks to actually start doing this process, and this was right before COVID. And I remember getting everything ready, and we were going to start in March, and that was when COVID happened. I had maybe 5 or 6 artists lined up to begin with, and these are all just different creatives from around El Paso and Las Cruces. And I was like, hey, this is my vision, this is my idea. Are you down to be part of this? I can't pay you. I will do whatever I can to get you on because I think you're interesting and I want to talk to you. And that is really something that I want to continue, that I want to pursue. I think showcasing the artists from around here would be a great thing to focus on for YouTube for me personally. I love that you can sit down with somebody and you can just talk about the creative aspect of actually getting to create a product or getting to create their art. I think getting into the head of that artist is something important that a lot of people really don't get to see. And I think the inspiration for that comes from, I wouldn't say Exit to the Gift Shop, but there was a documentary a few years ago called It Might Get Loud, where it was Jack White, Jimmy Page, and The Edge, and they sat around and they talked. They shared this creative soup where they all talked about the nerdy aspect of it, the pedals, the techniques, the getting the sound that they wanted for the guitars. So I think seeing that whole thing from a creative here in town, you'll get to really learn a lot about the community and a lot about the people that are in the community that I would say they're not sheltered, but they're not exposed to the world that is out there. And I want to get their word out. I want to get their face to the people that want to watch it. And of course, me being a nerd and loving EDC stuff, I want to throw that in there, but my main goal of this is to do those interviews where I get to sit in their space and watch them create and just talk to them about the creative process and share that with the world. I think there's so many amazing artists that are here, and I would love to show the world that El Paso is not just a place where you can stop and get Whole Foods, but also a place where you can get some really good art, amazing coffee, and interact with people that might be sitting next to you at a coffee shop or walking past in downtown. I would like to thank Moment. You guys are awesome. I think I've always been really interested in the products that you guys put out and the gear guides and things like that. Thank you for viewing the video and your consideration. Regardless of whatever happens, you guys are awesome. And thank you so much for putting this program together for creatives like myself to apply and hopefully get their voice out into the world and build a new community around what we would like to do.